The following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Long story short, you have a message on your answering machine from Celeste Trent, who's asking you if it basically says that she's supposed to contact you, like you were a friend of her husband's in the event of his death, and were you aware that he had recently died? Supposedly.
Did she give a contact number?
Yes.
Excellent.
Ring the number.
Yeah, I've basically
Oh, wait, have we gone to Soviet's apartment now?
Yeah, we're.
I mean, that's where you're next going. So
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, Soviet asked me like halfway through last season to check her apartment after other Soviet found the bug in the phone.
Oh yeah.
So while they're doing the mission ship, I will look around her apartment.
Okay, give me an investigate roll while we're dealing with this call.
the camera's gone already.
32.
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of random people have been in here, and there's been a lot of attention up in the vent there as well. Looks like something was installed but has been removed, and you get a couple of partial prints that, you know, if you really investigate, will eventually match up to Alexander Hamilton. You know, just so you can fuck over your other characters the most.
Did you have a camera in here? Or something?
that
Were
was
you hiding
probably
something up here?
Camille.
When do you even see her?
Been a few months now.
No, she'll be busy at the moment.
Yep.
Oh yeah, she's back in England, I think.
She's training.
Well, she's not on a knot.
She's training.
Oh, she's the one.
Yeah.
Ah. Wow.
I'm not sure who to feel sorry for.
Yeah.
Kind of what I was thinking, but I wasn't going to say it.
Okay. So do you want to call the number here?
Might as well. Said safe here, right? You haven't found anything?
No bugs on the phone.
Not anymore.
No, there's nothing on the phone.
You have, however, found that if you move this tennis trophy, that there's a secret panel in the back of her wardrobe. Because the 34 will find that.
What's in the panel?
A Nazi uniform and a Soviet costume?
I'll close it and come back in. Why do you have a Nazi uniform?
Oh, that's the cover Nazi uniform I wore when I was
Hold on.
the Red Baroness.
You still have that?
Never know
It's
when it
tight
could be
leather,
useful.
it's sexy, what do you want? She's a whore.
Just for interest's sake, does the quality of her apartment match up to the Mario quality of my apartment?
Mario Sailor
Hers is slightly better
That's
in
only
that there's a
because I've
living
been-
fish and there isn't rabbit shit everywhere.
Also, the TV works. It's good.
Well, I've actually been, because I've got a decent modelling job and another job, I've actually been spending money on.
Yeah, it is slightly better than yours. It's got a coffee machine on the bench,
Looks expensive.
and there's some empty coffee tins lying around.
They were full this morning.
Anyway, you're going to make a call.
You know,
Yeah.
I could probably repair some of this random.
Hello?
Yes, this is Svetlana Sevenaya. Is that Mrs. Simon Trent?
Ah, yes. I'm sorry to bother you, but are you aware that Simon's passing?
Yes, I was there. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Oh, yes. I was wondering if this is probably going to sound like an incredibly silly question, but if you knew if he would be coming back?
We're trying to ascertain that I've.
Ask about his mentor.
Do you know?
That's a
Elsie?
He's untrustworthy. No.
Do you know a man named Lao Z?
Yes, actually, I've been trying to call him, but he's
Oh.
not answering.
Do you have his contact numbers so that we can also try?
I suppose she'll give you a
I've
number.
been in contact with Mr. Xander Magruder too. He said that you contacted him.
Oh. Doesn't.
Yeah, is there somewhere that we could perhaps meet up and discuss how to proceed from here?
Simon said not to do that.
Is
He
there
doesn't want her to meet
Well,
us.
is there any information you could provide that could help us
I'm not
bring him back? We have a possible lead, but
It's just something he mentioned that might be a thing. I don't really know what else to say.
how much did you know about?
Well,
your
how much do
husband?
you know?
More than she would like.
I know that he had incredible abilities beyond being.
Yes,
Merely a
even though
police
he was in a wheelchair, he was certainly a hero.
Yes,
That's
a
what I keep
superhero,
Told.
one could say.
Subtle.
But I think we both know what we're talking about here. We very much miss him and want to do everything we can to see if we can locate him again. So, if you think of anything else, or if there's anything you can do to help, please let us know.
Okay. Yes, goodbye.
Das Vidania.
I fixed your TV.
What was wrong with it?
It's crap.
You now have cable every channel. Ever.
Well,
Space cable.
it only had one channel and it took about 13 seconds to warm up to display anything. And it made a very high-pitched sound. Some of those problems
It
are
does have more than one channel, but you have to smack it on the left-hand side to get it to change.
Well, I fixed
Oh, is
it.
that how you do that?
You can just change the channel.
It's a built-in feature.
And I'll just sort of look up and over to the side.
All around me,
So she provided me with
Yeah,
the...
yeah.
I have this. I would have jotted it down on a piece of paper.
You can afford paper.
Yeah, I'm
You
making...
can afford jotting.
Yes, I can afford a pencil and some scraps of paper.
Just write it on the wall.
You've blown all your money then.
I write it on the warrior. Most of the pages could barely anything on the... No.
So this is a phone number.
This is Lao Z's, but she said she couldn't get hold of him.
Long story short, you call it and nothing, there's no answer.
No answering machine.
Nope. Sorry, I'm wrong. If you actually continue to call repeatedly, eventually someone will pick up. And they'll say, who is this?
A friend of Simon Trent.
In the background you can hear things like... why are you calling this number?
We were told by his wife that this was someone close to him, and I'm seeking to help people with dealing with funeral costs and that sort of thing, and contacting people for it.
Okay. Can you identify yourself?
Yes, this is Thomas Drake.
Are you willing to make a statement?
On what?
You're calling a crime scene.
Oh,
Yes. Do you know the individual who usually occupies this dwelling?
I do not. As I said, I was talking to Simon Trent, the police officer that was murdered today. His wife, I'm helping her contact people to let them know of his passing. This number was said to be someone who was Simon Trent's compatriot.
Oh, well, please desist in calling.
Very well.
What?
What happened?
Well, I rang a crime scene, so that's a good sign.
Oh God, somebody's murdered his mentor.
Or
Probably the Siler, because he found out about his mentor through Simon after he...
we killed him first and then went after Simon. Either way.
Well, he probably already knew about the mentor.
So the only lead we have about knowing how Magnus, how he was saved was Magnus, because Magnus has saved him.
And Magnus brought him back to life.
Okay, so we know there's that option, but we don't know how he did it.
Do I know? I read the paper, so I don't actually know that Dr. Goodman's evil at the moment, do I?
No, we know that Dr.
Yeah,
Goodman's evil.
you guys know.
We do know, just right. Yeah.
Should we
But
contact...
it's sort of like the last few days he's been Cronenberging people.
Should we contact Mrs. Trent and tell her about what was
Do we
said?
really want to pile more on top of her?
Yeah, but I mean, she could be in danger.
That seems unlikely.
Unless she's a psychic as well, and that's probably. Well, but anything's possible, really.
Well, she's still the wife of one of your friends, so we should do something to look out for her. But
I did leave her that note.
You mean the one on the front with the wreaths and stuff?
Yeah. There isn't much more I can do, and if I show up in a giant suit of armor, that would look incredibly suspicious.
Yes.
So I can't exactly badger the wife of a police officer that I never really had much interaction with.
I just
Yeah,
meant that we
that's
just
how I
give
see
her
it.
a phone call and tell her what we found out.
If she kept calling, she would have gotten the same response we did.
It's what she would have known that, unless it wasn't a crime scene
Until now.
until recently.
Yeah.
It's your call, but I mean, I'll give her a quick message if you want, but I won't do it unless everybody agrees. I just don't like the idea of her house becoming a crime scene next.
I mean, call her if you want, I just don't think there's much reason to.
I'll give her a call.
Okay, she answered. Yes?
This is Svetlana again.
You have results?
I was just thought you might like to know. We called the phone number you gave me, and after a little while, it apparently was answered by some police as the scene of a. It was the scene of a crime, and they were very suspicious. So we're just a little concerned that maybe something happened to
Oh,
Simon's mentor. So I was just calling in case.
oh, that's
Just in case there's foul play at work, I didn't want you to be hurt if somebody's tracking down
That, when was this?
5 minutes ago. I mean, that was when we finally got through after calling for a while.
One moment. You can roll perception if you want to try and hear anyway.
Calls aren't allowed. Perception. That is 28.
Yeah, she covers the mouthpiece of the phone with her hand, obviously, and you hear something. You'll hear someone else talking to her. Be like, "That's yes, I can get from my contacts to Monday night. I should go. Are you still there?
Yes.
Thank you for your help. I think that closes the last avenue there, but
We're not giving up.
If I think of anything else, I know who to call.
Okay. That's for Danya. Good luck. And sorry again.
Look,
Somebody was with her.
Did you hear them?
Yeah, they sounded it was muffled, but they sounded a little bit like Mr. X. Similar style of voice, but I don't know for sure.
Over a phone, probably Mr. X would probably sound like most people.
I mean, it could have just been somebody from the same region, wherever Mr. X is from.
He just sounds like someone using a voice modulator. Anyone can use a voice modulator.
Yeah, and somebody who smokes 10 packs of cigarettes a day. It had that kind of voice.
close relate.
Cutting back.
I'm cutting up.
Now for some refreshing gravel.
Jenny has been on my case.
I need you to.
We should probably at least also contact Mr. X.
I think we
mean,
should.
he probably knows.
He might know more stuff we could find out.
He might know where Magnus is.
Maybe. If we're heading out, we should head out now.
Yeah. Hopefully, nobody reads too much into Thomas Drake, a Native American, a red-headed girl, and an uninteresting man going into my apartment.
You don't have any other psychic friends you need to warn?
To be fair, most of the other psychics we came across were enemies,
The master.
like the Master and Cyclone.
Exactly. Oh, salty garbage. I think I should have sex with it. Exactly. It's perfect.
The timidity of it.
God, I have to get back in the habit of saying that wrong. Right. That lasted like a fucking half year. I couldn't say it properly for the longest time
Because of Anthony.
because of Anthony. Eternity of it.
Eternity.
Eternity.
Oh, it's perfect.
Don't correct, master.
So I suppose we leave.
Okay. Outside in the Russian district, it's snowing. Russians
That's
look at you all
correct.
suspiciously, going, Thomas Drake. Oh, you're a new resident. Yeah. Oh my god, you're the power core! No.
No, with me being there, that would just throw that theory right out of fucking whack.
He's an uninteresting man.
It's an interesting man.
Of course, they are Light Brigade.
Red-headed girl. Other. Uninteresting turd in green. Muscle man. And spastic. I'm the most politically correct guy in the world. Everyone loves me. I'm not a horrible monster.
So it's probably getting late by now with all this running around anyway.
Yeah, the night is drawing in.
Yeah.
And the weather outside is frightful. Cheers.
Candy cane. Evil stuff.
We go to the base.
Yes.
Cool, you go to the base. It's all about the base.
Is George still there, or is he still out
No trouble.
wandering?
George is there.
He's wandering a lot lately.
I thought he might have been out tonight. I mean, nothing looks cooler than blood on snow, right?
Yeah.
Give it time.
Oh well, who activates the holo projector?
I believe traditionally it's supposed to be the team leader, Simon. But then everyone just started doing it. Bitch.
Yeah, actually.
That was because most of the time he wasn't there.
We are in civies, right?
Presumably. Yeah. I mean, you didn't say you changed on the
Yeah.
way.
But he already knows who I am, so it doesn't really fucking matter.
But if
Does
we,
it?
It depends which way we. If we went in the through the city entrance, then we just go into a garage, and then so it doesn't matter if we.
No,
get
he's talking
out.
about turn the communicator on. He can see us, and we can see him. He knows who I am already, so
And I'll find some domino masks in the base. That's a
which
secret
there would be
base.
some.
There
Yeah.
will be some domino masks. I give everyone a domino mask.
What? Why do I need this?
So he doesn't know who we are.
He knows who I
Are
am.
we worried about him? Not?
I mean, I've never met him. I don't really trust him that much.
But you guys trust him, right?
Oh, I think I've used the holo communicator once while I wasn't as Soviet.
Beep beep. Light flashes on the thing.
Beep.
Scramble my face real quick. Just pick
Okay.
random
This is
features.
my cue to hit the UNATCO theme and play the Transformers Eyes Flash 1 sound effect. Ah. I was hoping to... Okay. I was hoping to find... the Cold Rock's power core, but here there's a bunch of domino masked
I'm not.
burglars, I assume?
I'm not Domino Mouse because he
Oh,
already,
then just...
he already knows who I am. So
No, in that case... Oh, good, you're here. I have unfortunate news. I suspect you're already aware, however.
man.
Yes. His mentor, Lao Zi, is apparently... His apartment is a crime scene. I was wondering if I could inveigle you to investigate it.
Where is his apartment?
I say apartment, but it's actually a house.
Where is his house?
About 6 miles outside of town. To the north. Address follows.
Do you have any other information? Or anything else on the silo?
I suppose you have a right to know that Psyman was in fact a supervillain. He was convinced to erase that part of his mind behind, or block it off, I'm not sure which. His wife is aware. In fact, I believe she's the reason he made the decision to change. So you can speak freely about his abilities around her.
You already kind of started to.
The Siler is a military experiment commissioned by the Army, initially proposed by McClintock prior to his installment as the head of the DMV. A genetic offspring of one of the scientists who operated on the project. He was thought to be a failure and scheduled for termination. Not as in execution, but as in adopting the child out into a family and never mentioning where he came from. As it turns out, he did have a power, the ability to steal other psychic powers, or at least mental powers, knowledges and learning. He is now considered a Class S threat.
It's too big for us.
Frankly, the idea of him possibly having Psyman's abilities terrifies me.
And we're kind of hoping that Psyman maybe managed to.
Hide part of himself in somewhere on the silo.
Remember,
Possibly Jamal?
it was always Psyman's plan to try and lodge a part of himself in someone, in case he went mad and had to be killed.
And only Lao Zi knows how to get that part out.
Actually, there is one other. But I don't know who that is.
You just know there's one other, you don't have a name.
He mentioned it to his wife, but never told her.
We'll look into it.
Thank you.
So if we can go to Lao Zi's place and find some Might be able to find some evidence there that points to this other person, if nothing else.
Civilian clothes or costumes?
Costumes under civilian clothes? I mean, I know you can't do that, but
I think what he's asking is,
yeah.
do we drive up there in a car, or do we rock on up there in the Nizar?
That is the difference between civilian clothes and costumes, if we're being realistic.
Because it's not just a big armoured suit.
Yeah.
The big armoured suit can't get in a normal car, not without killing it.
Well, maybe. The only thing I could maybe suggest is maybe could you do some recon from the air in your winged form, and then maybe see if whoever was there when we called before is still present.
Or mentally reach out to Lousy.
I could try these. I'll turn to look at the map. The address, roughly out north of the city. Is it in like a town, or is it?
It's in the middle of an Indian, a small Indian community. Native American, I mean, not like Chinook. It's not like all the cab drivers in the city live out there.
Interesting.
Do you want me to drop you off there?
I can make my own way.
We'll head up nearby anyway, just let us know.
I'm gonna check it, it could actually be important.
What do you mean, like the last one that you said wasn't? No, big room.
No, there could be TD and he could have relevant information.
So,
Ow.
It's from RR, Red Ranger. OMG, just heard you were involved in that explosion. You okay?
yes. How's it common in the news now?
Haven't you been watching the news? Would be the reply.
I don't watch
You
the
are
news.
you are on TV.
We have a TV in the base, right?
No,
Oh.
you did have one, but then someone wrecked it.
It didn't wreck it.
Sorry, someone removed most of the good bits.
We had to build a computer.
Charles, are you near a television right now?
Of course I am, sir.
What is
I
the-
spend nothing. I spend my day doing naught else but watching my stories. Let me get near one, sir. Very well. I am near a television, sir. I am ready to carry out your instructions.
How is the news covering the incident at the police plaza?
Well, let's see. WCOC is blaming mutants as usual. A number of talking heads. Apparently, Sir's Native American companion, the Eagle, is to blame. And on KVBC... Oh dear.
Oh,
Oh. Sir's friend is on television. Notable uninteresting man who has been seen with Thomas Drake.
is that...
More interesting than previous. Local... Master Magruder has been identified as a local games enthusiast and developer. A citizen who in fact saved video gaming. Apparently he is suspected of being an innocent bystander in the situation. Ah, there you are, sir. Notable hero Thomas Drake springs into action, rescuing many individuals. Well done, sir. Yet another feather in your cap, I say.
There was nothing on... No one got seen changing into costume.
I shall check. No, it seems they would have been a little more worked up over that, sir. Oh, apparently the dastardly Eagle was there. Apparently attempting to fan the flames of hatred with his wings, sir.
The usual dribble then.
According to one witness, y'all needs Jesus. I despair.
Thanks, Charles.
Very good, sir. If there's anything else I can do.
I'll let you know.
Very good, sir.
Bacon reserves are approaching 23%.
I'm onto his ham now.
Well, you were on the news, but you weren't seen changing. I just said you were an uninteresting man that was suspected of being a bystander.
That's alright. I'm normally very careful where I change. I don't really change out in the open.
Neither do I.
Oh, fuck my ass.
Well, we should get going.
Did you decide which car you're taking?
Plane.
Oh yeah, we're going at civvies. I don't want to drive into a Native American historical site and then he's drive through some teepees or something.
Alright. You drive out there. You're there.
So we drove we didn't drive there, but we dropped him off and he went in there. To
You
check
drive
out.
up towards the place and then he sort of like flies out and he like flies over the place. Yeah, cool. What do you want to see?
So I guess I'll
Universe.
check out the house first from above. What's close to it? Like, does he live close to a bunch of other buildings, or is he off by himself?
Yeah, his house was like fairly central. There's like yellow tape all around it now, but it appears it's fairly deserted.
Any activity from the?
Yes,
from the
there
settlement?
are a few people out and sort of like gathered there. They're sort of talking near the place.
You just walk up and say hi. All Native Americans are friends, right?
I'll pick a spot. It's got some cover with no one around it, and dive in to a land.
Okay, you can do that.
Right back to normal, and approach the area I saw the group of people talking, and just sort of spy on them from a distance.
Okay, you do that.
Eavesdrop.
Yeah, they're basically just talking about how unfortunate it was that no one sort of saw anything that happened, but the poor guy is just like dead, just found dead in his home. It's bizarre.
I'll back up and take this guy's again.
Okay.
Does the building have multiple floors, or is it just a one
No,
story?
it's one story.
I'll land out the back, as long as I don't spy anyone before I land.
Okay.
Skinwalker, what do your eagle eyes see?
No one I could see on the premises. A few people out front talking about how no one saw anything. He was just found dead in his house.
How good are you at forensics?
What's forensics?
I'll need to come in myself.
Police presence still there?
No.
Just check out the house and don't tamper with any evidence.
I'll start just spying through the windows.
The house is unoccupied. There's a lot of strange crap he's got lying around. Like there's this gong, and there's these weird gold snake things, and like little fat guys. Like not actual people, but like little statuettes of little fat guys.
I'll test the doors. Any of them locked?
No, none of them. They're all open.
Slide my way inside,
Okay.
and I'll just confirm.
You break some police tape.
Put that back, I guess.
Why is this tape broken?
You put some flex tape on the tape.
Done.
Some of that nuclear stuff.
I'll never see it. I mean, I'll just double check the rooms I couldn't see into before anyone else arrives.
They also are devoid of people.
Imagine rest of the team arrives, I throw strange objects.
Are we
So you
taking
just
the
drive
car,
up outside, and everyone's like,
or are we going
"That
to
fancy
cross
car."
country?
We're gonna walk a little bit. Not very far, because I don't want to walk very far, if I'm being honest.
Alright.
9 years later.
But like, a decent amount. I'm not just gonna like pull up outside and be like,
Hey, what's up?
just walk inside.
This is my peyote dealer. Yeah.
This guy gets me the good shit.
Sounds like you sold opium more.
So you guys arrive.
Okay. We check out the house, I guess.
It's filled with Asian mystic crap.
Is there anything I can help with?
Is there any residual magical energy in any of this shit?
Let me check. What do you want me to roll that against?
There is no residual magic energy.
Nothing I can find.
Can I make an investigation roll to try to work out like what happened?
Sure.
Piece together the crane.
Thanks for it.
25.
It looks like he was in the middle of frying up some rice, and then like someone came up from behind, and then he fell onto the stove and burned to death. And then the other guy left. Maybe the other guy left before he burned to death. It's hard to establish a timeline.
Is there anything that actually proves that it was Lao Zi who was the one who was pushed onto the stove as opposed to him pushing the...
One hand was like dropped down to the side, like on his leg like that, and they got prints off it. He's got like black on his prints, I guess, and you'll find like some traces of that shit, and you'll be able to get a partial off. So it looks like it was him. I mean, obviously you could go down to the morgue and get like actual his hand. And
Is there any prints from
Silo.
Silo here?
not that you can see. Are you checking the exterior doorknobs?
Yeah.
Then yes, there is.
Can you see if there's any residual psychic energy?
I'll just psychically feel around here. I literally have no idea, character-wise, what to do here.
The spirits.
Get your bowl out. And
Yep. And just start feeling out there.
There's a lot of spiritual energy in this place. It feels sort of wholesome.
We built on the Nexus too.
I feel nothing out of place beyond the spiritual power I feel here. It feels natural.
Wait, your spirits are like feng shui.
What?
I
It
can't-
is arranged artfully.
I can't answer that question.
What? What's feng shui?
An unlockable character and whatnot.
Improving the energy in the room. So
What would you
it feels
power company?
No, like
different.
like changing the color of the walls and the arrangement of the furniture.
It's a good fashion sense.
Bookcases and stuff, yeah, from like
Kind of.
photo well.
I don't think it's necessarily
Yeah, you
fashion.
can.
Try calling out to
The first album you'll pick up is basically just like a family album in his parents. The second album you'll pick up is like his trip to the monastery. The monastery.
I'm seeing things I recognize here.
That's good, we can just go there.
No,
Talk to them.
clearly Asian.
Yeah. Right.
What, we're leaving America?
I mean, I don't think you can.
No, I can't.
Leaving the country is enormously difficult.
Probably a lot worse than now.
Anything to see if they notably like.
Yes.
Go Canada B.
Are there any photographs?
She's looking through his albums now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just on the, like...
Oh.
No, okay, yeah.
And she's looking at them. Every time she does, it makes her laugh.
Why? No. That's no. There's bad and then there's that.
See, try calling out to Lousy.
It's hit or miss.
something.
I'm just gonna sort of stroll around the house, just sort of carefully just calling out for Loudzy telepathically,
He will.
just in case he's done anything.
You do
weird.
actually feel like kind of a resonance.
I'll see if does it improve as I move around the house.
There's sort of, you get the smiling cat image of you in your head, and it's just sort of fading away from the place.
He'll already be moving on to his next life.
And I'll just, while I was doing that as well, just running my hand over all of his weird Chinese positions for any like out of place or significant spiritual pulls while I'm checking. Especially in the area where he was killed.
Ah. His microwave oven. It might have been a harmful negative effect on his life.
So he was charging his phone in it, was he?
No. He didn't have that app. It doesn't feel like the rest of the things here, like it was a natural part of the place. It felt like something just like brought in and like a stone dropped in a sand bed. It's kind of out of place chunk.
I detected very little. Maybe just a passing presence before he moved off.
Is there anything in these? So there's a bunch of photo albums, right?
She has them.
That Spectre's looking through.
Yeah.
Are there any of them that like past the monster stuff that have like Simon in them, or like maybe a mysterious third person?
Yeah, there's like a picture of Simon and his wife and Magnus and Lousy.
Magnus features in some of these pictures.
So Simon knew Magnus before
They,
he intimated?
yeah.
Simon that you knew met Magnus for the first time when you guys did as well. But old Simon knew him beforehand.
We should,
So is Magnus... I mean, you've already said that Magnus was somebody who you knew helped bring Simon back once before.
Yeah.
So could Magnus actually be that third person?
could be, I mean, it's logical.
Does that also mean that Magnus is not just magical?
Well, we could, go to his palace and see if we can get a hold of him. If that's possible, I don't know how that stuff works that well. You guys would know more than me.
Well,
And he no longer has any connection to you in
No, I can't
arrow
talk to him.
form whatsoever?
He's
He didn't
new-
leave anything behind?
He hasn't appeared since. I mean, I could try.
Well, I was thinking maybe you could just try switching and seeing if you can somehow contact him,
Alright,
just in case.
so I'll reach in the tarot case and activate it.
Okay, roll a die.
and start drawing on the carpet as well.
Savan! And I need a free card.
Alright. You've got two options here. A or B.
Go with B.
No, B's the bad one. We wanted A to win.
B?
We're having a bad night, so it would be B.
Okay, so your game is Dark Forces. You become Kyle Katarn.
Impressive.
He didn't have that Dark
That's not
Forces.
the handsome magic man.
You got a cool bunch of cool Star Wars weapons.
Well, I guess we should go to Magnus's house. Could you try a scrying spell once we're there if we're closer to
I
where he
could,
situates himself?
He
I
could
just
use
want,
the
I just
force.
want to posit that he's a business owner. Maybe his work would know how to contact him.
I'll try. So I'll reach out force to find Magnus.
Have that in Dark Forces.
Damn it!
Pick that up in Jedi Knight.
Damn it!
No!
Oh, no, but not do that. I'll.
Do you have access to the Force?
Pick a thing up. Put a thing down. No.
Nope. It's Dark Forces 1.
Ah.
And I mean, technically, story-wise, he would have had to have been force sensitive, but he
But you
didn't
didn't know
know
how
it.
to access it or
Yeah.
use it.
Hey, what does this middle ball thing do?
Yeah.
Destroys not that much actually,
Yeah,
considering how
they were
destructive
pretty
it's supposed
crappy
to
in
be.
that game.
So I'll drop force.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
What just happened?
I drop force.
Okay.
Yeah, it's alright.
Oh, there's a keeper.
Something wrong? That wasn't. Handsome magic man.
His name is Taro.
I know.
He lives in fairyland and he can play. What can he play? He plays the
What have you done?
cello, 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 cello,
Where's
cello.
my blaster?
The Briar pistol, as I recall.
Yeah, where's my pistol?
You left it in the last game.
Game?
Uh-oh. I think I know what you just drew.
You just changed into like a Star Warsy looking guy. And then changed back, because you were supposed to turn into Hexman.
Who are you people? What are you on about?
Oh, you need this now. Oh boy.
Are you okay,
What is your name?
gamer?
Tell me your name.
Kyle Katarn.
Kyle Katarn, so Kyle Katarn.
This is just what I needed right now.
Who's Carl Katar?
You should know. Oh, you don't play games.
I didn't play the games. So he just looked
So-
Star
Who are
Wars.
you people?
Kyle-Katarn is the main character of Dark Forces.
No, that's me.
Oh,
Yes,
hold
you're the
on,
main
hold on,
character.
hold on.
No, he's finally he's gone crazy.
Mirror. That's you.
What have you done? What? No.
Why am I so high res?
I'm just
He's lost his
Leaving?
mind.
Someone just fix this, please.
I'm just leaving now.
You really don't need this tonight.
So I'm turning around and leaving.
Skinwalker.
No, so I have
Skinwalker,
I had
can you
that
just stop
skill.
leaving? Just hold the back of his shirt or something.
It won't apply to him.
it won't work that way.
No.
Here. Just grabs a random game from his thing.
Smash
Touch
into his
this.
face.
Touch it with your bare skin.
I don't
What
wear
would that
bare
do?
skins.
I stepped slightly
Okay, I don't know what I handed him. I just grabbed the first thing in the.
Well, roll a dice. I don't know if this is going to work or not.
9.
Okay, it's not gonna work.
You know, you only had to give it another couple of minutes and it'll be fine.
I guess.
A or B?
That was my
Please
plan,
choose
was to
B.
choke you out.
I'll go B because B's.
TIE Fighter!
Of course, I'm
You're
not
now
cut-
Xander the Imperial Pilot.
Did you get the helmet and everything? I'm guessing.
Yeah. What are we doing here?
Lose 1 hero
You lose
point.
the hero point.
Oh dear.
Did that fix it?
I don't know, but you still touched the game.
That's a good way to waste transfer.
Also, you're the Emperor's Hand. Because as I recall, the submissions in that allowed you to...
the proper.
Are you
one.
okay, gamer?
Well, in the game you could unlock your way up to that by doing the
I'm-
submissions, and he's a completionist, so
Yeah.
you would have done that.
No, I was just inquiring if someone that earned the position or the Myra Jade one.
No, you unearned.
Fine, why?
Okay, we lost you for a moment there.
Thought I was gonna have to
Why
choke
am
you
I
out.
in this form?
Okay. you became, you were supposed to become Terra, but you became Kyle Katarn, but then when you switched back, you actually believed you were Kyle Katarn, whatever his name is.
I'll drop Falls again.
Cool.
This is great.
It's the back.
3
Lovely,
down.
Just burned 3 hours.
Right, we need to go. This is getting nauseating. Yeah.
So why didn't you switch properly? Are you okay?
Residual effects of long-term use.
No, it's actually worse since I came back from the other timeline. Things have been a bit weird.
Like when you turned into me without touching me.
Yes, that kind of thing.
I know I have levitation. Is it possible to pick Thomas up or move him faster? Because we're going to have to leave this.
Yeah, what you do is you make it sort of look like he's walking in.
No, if I can pick him up in my arms and carry him like a girl.
Power stunt levitation into group levitate.
Can't. I have no hero points.
Oh, then
You can
become
power stunt
fatigued.
without.
You can power stunt without that, you just become fatigued later.
Okay.
Like immediately after.
The hero point thing is only so you don't get the fatigue.
So you
the
pick
thing is, you almost always want to do it because fatigue is bad. Very bad.
But we're not going into combat, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, you say that now.
Yeah, I mean,
But there will be ninjas or surprise Nazis.
I mean that's the classic thing. It's like
That's just the best kind of Nazis!
if half the players are going, yeah, we're fatigued, but we're not going to come combat now. This guy's like,
There's more combat than you've ever seen. son.
so you picking up Thomas Drake and taking him outside.
Well, just as we're going to leave, it's just faster this way.
I would prefer you did not.
And yeah.
So as we're going to the thing. So on a side note, who are you taking to the thing this weekend?
Oh, my boss was asking about that too.
Oh wow, you could get a first scoop on who Thomas Drake's taking to the. Assuming they're going to have it in case there's any more explosions. But kill. Sorry, man.
There's only one way to stop Labor's taxes.
Kill them.